Hey everybody, today's video is going to be a ranking of all of the things that I tried in the month of January for January 2022. So I don't have too many products that I actually tried a lot of, but I tried all of these products a lot, if that makes sense. There's a smaller amount, but they've all been tried a lot more than having a huge amount of things I tried just in general. So there are 11 products here. Let's get started. So at number 11 is this product from the Inky list, and I have a very specific reason as to why this is the lowest ranking item today. This is the 15% vitamin C and EGF. Number one, I don't really know what EGF is. I know it says on their box what EGF is, although I'm sorry, I cannot remember. But this product does not mix well with a lot of things. When I put this on my face, probably after about a minute, it completely dries down on my face and it literally makes my skin feel tight. It almost feels like it almost feels like someone put hair gel on my skin and let it dry so that it gets like that tight, like pulling feeling. That's how this feels. It's very strange. It's not the most comfortable thing. I have an issue with textures of vitamin C and how they feel on my skin. Almost every single vitamin C I've ever tried has been like a sticky or tacky texture on the skin. I know that really bugs a lot of people. I've just found that I've gotten really used to that feeling because almost every single one I've tried feels that way. So applying this one and using it that way was so odd because it was just such a totally different texture from every other vitamin C serum I've used before this one. I don't like how it feels. I'm sure it works just fine. I've used quite a bit of this, but I cannot get past how it feels on my face. Not to mention when I use this with other products, it really doesn't matter what it is. I've used it with sunscreens, if I use it with just a regular primer or even other skincare that I combine with this, it pills. It makes everything that I have pill terribly. So like if this is the first thing I lay down and I go in with a moisturizer, it just pills immediately. Or if I just go directly in with a foundation, it pills immediately. I don't really know what the ingredient in here is that makes it pill so bad, but it is a very, very frustrating thing to have to deal with because it makes it very difficult for me to wear this underneath foundation, underneath a full face of makeup, and even just the rest of my skincare that I do during the day. So this really isn't something that I reach for anymore, especially when I'm starting my day. I desperately want to finish this, but I just can't get past how it performs and how it feels on my skin. So unfortunately, that's why this is at number 11. At number 10 is also another product from the Inky list, and it's not that this is a bad product, it's just not a product meant for me. This is the Fulvic Acid Brightening Cleanser. I've never heard of fulvic acid before. This is the first time I've ever heard of fulvic acid being in a skincare product, so I'm not really sure what it's supposed to do. It's not that this product did anything bad for my skin, it's just that it didn't do anything for my skin, if that makes sense. So it didn't make me break out, it didn't dry out my skin, it didn't do anything like that. It just didn't do anything for my skin. It's almost too gentle. I personally, my favorite gentle cleanser that I've ever used is from Good Molecules. That one I love, and I love how gentle it is, but it, you know, it foams up nice. It really gets rid of all the makeup and skincare that I have off that I want to wash off. It actually works in a physical sense for me in a way that I want it to work. I've been keeping this in my shower, and I just don't care to use it. I feel like my skin just hasn't gotten quite as clean as it has with other cleansers, and even my husband has said something similar. Like I said, I have this in my shower, and he even has responded saying it's just he's not a fan of it. There's others that we've had before this that he enjoys a lot more than this one, and it's really hard for him to even reach for this to use it. He feels like it's not really working. So yeah, there's nothing just special about this. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. There are just definitely other cleansers on the market that I enjoy way more than this, that actually do something for my skin. This just unfortunately is not one of them. At number 9 is this Color Corrector Pigment. It's from LA Girl. It's the Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. I have this one in the shade Yellow. I have very yellow and green undertones, so I've been trying to get these color mixing fluids to really see which one I need more of to make the foundation look better for my skin. This tends to work on my foundations that are very, very light on me, but I'm still just not getting the exact right undertone that I need from this product. So because I'm not using it nearly as much as I thought, that's kind of why it's a little lower on the spectrum this month, but it is a really good product. I do think if you need a yellow mixing pigment, this is a great option. It's a matte pigment, so it will tend to make your foundation or whatever you're using to mix this in just slightly more matte, but nothing crazy. I mean, you need like a quarter of a drop for this from even like just a pump of foundation, so it's not like you're using half and half and it's going to change the formula that much. You know, it's really not changing the formula that much, if you're getting what I'm saying. So I do think it can be very beneficial for the people who need a yellow mixing pigment. I would recommend that one. It's just not quite something that I needed for my skin as much as I thought I did. So yeah. At number 8 are these new Lippy products from Kaja. Now, my opinion on these is totally different from others, although listen to how I'm describing these. These are a very moussey, very light coverage. They're definitely more of that K-beauty style that a lot of people like. I love how moussey they are. They do not dry down. They're not drying on the lips. They're very comfortable. They wear off with ease. And that is the best thing about these lip products, is they don't look like they've worn off harshly on the lips. So that is a huge benefit for a lot of people. And I do think the colors are really cute. I think they have 5 or 6 shades. I have all of them. They did send these to me. As much as I do love these, I just love a little bit more of an impactful lip and something that's not going to move around on me quite as much. But I do love this formula. I do love how comfortable it is. But there are just other things this month that I enjoyed a lot more. Not that these were bad, because they're not. It's just more of a personal preference, and my personal lipstick preference is just slightly different than what these are offering for me, but still, they're great. At number 7 is this lip and cheek tint from Chanel. Now, don't get it twisted. I love this product so much, but this is very, very expensive. I believe this was $41 at Ulta. This is Chanel. It's going to be expensive. This color is beautiful. I have the shade number 2, Healthy Pink. So I'll pull it up on my finger. It is a beautiful tone. It truly is just like a natural flush color. It blends seamlessly. It's super easy to work with. It is a very, very easy to work with formula, which makes this really user-friendly, even though it is very, very expensive. This is a very user-friendly product, easy to blend out. It's not gonna look cakey or patchy, choppy on the cheeks. It's a really beautiful dewy formula. I do think some people might not like that it's dewy. I personally love a good dewy blush. And the other thing about this is you can just really dig your finger in this and it's fairly sheer. So you can really just build it up to how you want it to look on the skin. It's not like it's like instant pigment the second you put it on your skin. So you have a lot of time to work with this product and you have a lot of time to build it up to the opaqueness that you want. Or if you want it sheer, it can easily stay sheared out with ease. So as much as I wish I could put this higher up on the list, because it is so expensive, that's why it's a little bit lower. But I do think there are other formulas that compare to this. So if that price point really does offend you, don't worry, there are other products almost exactly the same to this. I would recommend the Lip and Cheek tints from Half Caked Makeup. It's the candy paint line. The feeling and the texture of the formula is almost identical, except those are very, very pigmented, but you can have them sheer out and they're pretty user-friendly in the fact that if you're looking for something a bit more sheer like this, those do offer that, but you just have to work with a lot less product because it's just instant color on the cheeks if you end up using too much. You can't end up using too much of this. So, you know, it's like pick your poison. Do you want more user-friendly and really expensive, or do you want to, you know, work with something a little bit more that's literally 5 or 6 times cheaper than this? So, you know, it's just, again, it comes down to a personal preference. At number 6 is this product from LA Girl. It's the blue version of the Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. I think this is one that I use a lot more than the yellow, and I was shocked that I used the blue one more than the yellow. But like if I would show you any foundation, if you're looking at the color of any foundation, it's a tone of brown or a tone of tan. So to get brown, you need red, yellow, and blue. Unfortunately, a lot of foundations that I choose just are too orange. So what makes orange? Red and yellow. So there's a lot of red and yellow, but not enough blue in things. So I really need to tone down the orange or that peach color that is in a ridiculous amount of foundations and really just almost cool it down a little bit and make it, it's not even that I'm making it more neutral, because a lot of neutral tones on me look very, very pink, very pink. And how do you get pink? You mix red. I need green, so I'm mixing something that's pretty dark and I have to mix it in with a little bit more blue just to make it just a little more on the green side of things, which ends up benefiting me. I need that green in those foundations that a lot of these just leave out. Unfortunately, it's one of the hardest things for me to find is something that's light enough for my skin tone that is both yellow and blue tones in it being the strongest. And while some can give me yellow, it can still end up looking very peachy because they counteract it with red. I don't need red, I need the blue. So I really need those olive and green undertones, and this kind of helps me finesse some formulas to get more blue into a formula, which in then turns it just slightly more green, a little bit more. And yes, I have been mixing it in with the yellow. If I truly just need green in it, I'll mix a little bit of both of these and I'll just mix it in with that foundation, and it works pretty well. Yeah, I've been using the blue a lot more than the yellow, which I was surprised about, but I do like it. Again, it's a really nice formula. This is pretty affordable. I don't think I'll ever go through a whole bottle before it goes bad, but it is nice, and it has been nice to have this just to make things look a little bit more my skin tone. At number 5 is this primer. This is from Hourglass. It's their Vanish Airbrush Primer. It's brand new. This is great. If you were the type of person that did not like the, what is it called? It's the, I don't even remember what the primer was that was like so popular from them, but it was just a little dry. While it was pore blurring, it was just too dry on my skin. I have very, especially right now in the wintertime, my skin is very like dry, normal, I would say. So I definitely need something that is a lot more hydrating, but I don't want to give up that beautiful like blurred pore look to the skin. This offers me both of that, where I'm not missing out on the hydration and the moisturizing effects of a moisturizing primer that I need, that's in here, but I also am not giving up the pore blurring effect that I want. So this has like the best of both worlds. It is really nice. It's also very, very expensive, but I truly do think it's worth the money. It is a great primer. It's not necessarily like something you need, but if you like primers and you're looking for something that's hydrating and pore blurring, this is a great mix of the both of them. Oops. At number 4 are these lipsticks from Lime Crime. They are the Soft Touch lipstick line. It just launched in the beginning of February. These are beautiful. I love the soft matte look of these lipsticks on the lips. They're very creamy, very easy to apply, and they don't get all over the place, which is also really nice. Not to mention they have a ton of really pretty colors. Just 2 colors here that I pulled out. One's bright and one's a little bit more neutral, so you can kind of see the range of options that you have. They have 12, I believe, in all. Yes, 12. And the options that they have are great. I mean, they have a variety of both neutral nude tones, but also these really fun pops of color that just kind of make things more fun, especially for the spring. We're getting into like the flowers, making everything colorful. I definitely think this line fits perfectly as a launch for the beginning of the springtime. So these are great. I love this packaging. It reminds me of the like Lisa Frank packaging of like art supplies. So I just think it's so cute. It's super fitting for like my nostalgia reasons for what I grew up with. Super cute. And the packaging is like cardboard. So when you're done with this, or if it goes bad and you throw it out, it's just cardboard. It'll break down really, really easily. I really enjoy that. At number 3, I've had this for such a long time, but I've only just started recently using it a ton. And when I mean a ton, I've been using it every single day. It's really good. It's this Kaja stick from Lord & Berry. This is phenomenal. This is super creamy, super easy to use. It's what I use to get my like big black wing. It kind of looks like a weapon. It's this like interesting point. It's so strange, but it's so creamy, easy to work with, buildable, blendable, and it's black. Like, it's not like a gray black. It is a perfect black that I love, that I want out of a black eyeliner. And it's more in this like creamy gel formula, but not in a potted form, if that makes sense. The only issue I have with this is the name. They named it Oriental Black. I find the word Oriental to be very racist, especially when using it in certain settings. So I'm not really sure. I would like to think the name is not intentional, so I'm not really sure why it is the name it is, but looking past that, this is a really nice product. I would just like to maybe to see them change that name, if that's possible. I just think it's a strange name. I think it, you know, those are some words that we really need to like cut out of the English dictionary. It's not something that needs to be mentioned. And my apologies for even saying it to begin with. I think it's a very odd word. I feel kind of uncomfortable saying it. Yeah, just the name is odd for me. Or, I mean, maybe the name doesn't bug you, you know, that's on you. That product is amazing. It's really, really, really good. And number 2 is this. I don't know how many people have ever seen this in stores, in Target or wherever you are where you can purchase Pixie Beauty. This is the Vitamin C Priming Oil. This stuff is so good. So good. So it has this like trio layer of oils. And what I do is I'll just shake it up so that it ends up looking like this. And I'll just use one whole dropper full of it. And that's what I use to push into my skin for my primer before I put on either my foundation or my sunscreen. It's a very thin oil, so you don't need like, it's not thick. A thick oil that I have is the Ultra Hydrating Facial Oil from Good Molecules. While I love that oil, this is not like that. It's almost like they mixed water in with this, and I don't know if they did, but it's just thin enough to sit so beautifully on your skin, over top skincare, but underneath your makeup. And it just makes every foundation that I've paired with this look flawless. And I am not kidding when I say that. Every single foundation that I have used on top of this priming oil looks like utter perfection. It is some weird voodoo. I don't know what magic powers are in this. It is so good. This is something that I will 100% repurchase when I finish this. They did send this one to me, but oh my gosh, it is worth every single penny. It is worth me going out and buying backup on backup of this. I knew that oils were a really good product to have and use as a primer, but I fell in love with this. This is just, it blew me away. It's so good. And it has a really nice, like, zesty, fruity scent to it, which I don't mind. It does not make me break out. I'm sure if someone had ultra sensitive skin, it might. It's just one of those things you have to be aware of before you purchase it, that it does have a scent to it, although it's not super strong, but it is there. This is amazing. I cannot rave enough about this. This is so good. Another thing that was sent to me, it is in the #1 spot. When I finish this, again, this is something I am running out and purchasing immediately. It is so good. Oh my God. I use it every day. Every day. I cannot stop using this now. It is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Overnight Rehydrating Mask with 10.5% squalane. The third ingredient in here is squalane. Right after like water and glycerin, I think. Let me look. Water and laurel laurate, and then squalane is number 3. So squalane is 10.5% in here, and it's a third ingredient. Water is the first. Obviously that makes sense. Most things are made of water. This is so good. When I opened this though, the texture threw me off. It is hard. Okay, can we see this good enough? Like, that is hard. Like it's barely anything is coming off on my finger. That's how like difficult this is to push in and press into it. But the way this works, I don't want to get a whole lot, but you know, you just need a little bit on your skin. You don't need a lot at all. And it just works from this almost solid oil. I don't even know if I'd want to consider it an oil, but it just melts into this really nice, super creamy moisturizer. This stuff I only use at nighttime, but it blends and just sinks into your skin so fast. It's so good. I know they say you can use it as like a thick like 15-minute mask, and then you can just wipe off the excess off your face. As much as I would love to use it that way, I physically cannot, because I don't want to wipe this stuff off my face. So I use just a little bit less, and then I use it as my night cream every single night. And you do not need a lot of this. I mean, you can see how much that I've used. It really is so good. It is an amazing product, and I know they also market it as you can use it as like a makeup remover balm, and it works great like that too. It has just enough of that like balmy consistency to it that it really just helps lift up every amount of makeup that you have on your face, and then it's easy to wash off. But I fell in love with this the second I put this on my face. This stuff is amazing. It's a brand new product that Kiehl's released. I think it is definitely something. If you can get a sample of this to try, I highly recommend it. It has no scent to it, so I definitely think it is good for those people who have very, very sensitive skin. And it's a huge jar. Like I said, I just use this as a night cream. There's 3.4 ounces in this. There is so much product in here. That's 2 of a normal face cream. A normal face cream is around 1.7 ounces. So 2 of those is this. Like, this is huge. This is double the amount that you would need. It's so good. So good. Blew my mind away. I'm so happy I have it. It's phenomenal. So that is everything. That is my top 11, or those are the 11 things I tried in the month of January. I love a lot of these products. They are some of my favorites. I have a couple of them that I truly cannot live without and will be repurchased the second that I finish them up. Really love them. And yeah, this month there was a couple duds. That's okay. You know, we can't all like everything that we try. If you haven't, go check out my January haul where I talk about everything that I've received and purchased in the month of January. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.